Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing fantastic. Yes, I'm back with another one. This is random football coming at you, and it's fantastic because we've just had the UEFA Champions League draw. It's a big one, man. It's looking interesting, especially with the teams that have been put together in certain groups. It's going to be a tough one, but this is why we're here. This is going to be my reaction video to all of that. I'm going to be talking about a few specific things, looking at the dark horses of the competition, the winners, early exit, top scorers, and what I think the outcome of the groups will be in the final day. There's some really big matches, so it should be an interesting conversation. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and if you're new here, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. When you like the video, it pushes it out to more people. Something I learned from my brother over at Chelsea Perspective. So if you're in the mood for a live conversation, check out Chelsea Perspective. I will leave the link in the description and you can go out and check them. But for now, let's get right into my reaction of the Champions League draw. Right. That was a really good intro. That was a one-take intro, and ESPN, call your boy real quick. I can also do the presenting football, soccer, as they call it. Anyway, let's get into the Champions League draw. It happened last night. During this time, happened last night in Istanbul, Turkey. Obviously, all the big names, all the important people from each club were there. And it was just, another. I just feel like sometimes these Champions League draws are so long. Like, they're super long. Get to the meaty stuff, which was fantastic this year. They gave out one award, and then they did the draw, and then they did the awards afterwards. So that was fantastic. I really liked that because I could just watch the draw and then get on with my life, which was fantastic. Speaking of the draw, we have to get in some of these teams. We're going to first look at, what I think the groups will look like at the end of match day. There's some tough ones, Actually, when I was putting together this video, it took me a minute because I was like, do I think this team is going to make it through, or this team? And it was just, there was a lot to consider. But let's go into the teams that, the groups and what I think they're going to finish like. So Group A has Ajax, Liverpool, Napoli, and Rangers. I'm going to say this now because I'm probably going to say it a lot throughout the video. Man, I have a funny feeling. I have a funky feeling about the Scottish teams, Rangers and Celtics. I mean, I just feel like we're going to see something from these teams. They're going to go really far in the competition this time around. So maybe I'm wrong. I could be, but I just have a sneaky feeling, especially Celtic. I just feel like Celtic have this way of playing, this hunger in them. And, if you have to go to Scotland and play them there, it's not easy. So it's going to be interesting for teams that are traveling to Scotland. But looking at Group A, we have, like I said, Ajax, Liverpool, Napoli, Rangers. Obviously, I think Liverpool are definitely going to win the group. They are looking a bit fragile right now, but we all know how it is. I mean, Liverpool still have a fantastic team. I just think they overpower Rangers. They overpower Napoli and Ajax. I don't know if I have that much faith in Ajax this season around, especially with Anthony going or soon to go to United, getting Ziyech back. I just don't know. Losing Haller, who is suffering the groin cancer or something like that. We wish him well in his recovery. But yeah, it's gonna be tough for Ajax this year, I think. For Group A, I'm gonna go Liverpool to win the group. Rangers second. Yes, I know, but I definitely think Rangers can come out this group second. Runners up, Ajax into the Europa League, and Napoli are gonna be last in the group. Thing is, I'm saying Napoli because, to be fair, I don't really watch that much football from Napoli. They have some really good players, but it's kind of a big stage. They haven't been on it for a while, so it should be it should be an interesting situation, but I do believe that they could top Ajax. I think they could win that Europa League position, but we'll just have to see. It's kind of I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna stick with Ajax, Europa League, and Napoli fourth. Going on to Group B. Porto, Atletico Madrid, Bayern Leverkusen, and Club Brugge. What a group! What a group for Atletico Madrid. They're gonna breeze through it. Yeah, I mean Porto is there. They are the champ. I think they're the champ. Or was it Sporting? I'm not quite sure. I would need to check. But I just feel like, it's just one of those. It's just one of those things where I think Atletico are gonna breeze through it, and Porto are just not. Yeah, FC Porto, they won it. Yes, I was correct. So Porto are the champions of Portugal, but I just don't see them. I just don't see them doing much. I think they can beat Leverkusen. Obviously, Club Brugge. I still feel like they're not on the right levels to be able to compete at the highest level. So I'm gonna see them go out. Yeah, Leverkusen for sure. For sure. Moving on to Group C, the group of death. It is. I mean, it does look like the group of death, to be honest. Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Victoria Plzen. It's an interesting one. I mean, there was a video that they put out of the players seeing the reaction from Victoria Plzen. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm probably butchering that. And their faces. It was hilarious because this is a tough group. I think it's a tough group for everyone involved. I don't think it's just going to be a walk in the park for anyone. Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter, and Plzen. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. So I'm gonna go in this group. I'm gonna go with Bayern Munich. No, sorry, Barcelona. Bayern Munich second, because just looking at the acquisitions that Barcelona made this end of season, I mean, you cannot doubt them. Say what you want about how the club is being run and all of these things, man. Barcelona have a fantastic team, where guys like Depay and Aubameyang are surplus to requirement. They brought in Lewandowski. They have Koundé to solidify the back line. De Jong is probably staying. It's just they just have a really good team. So and I think Bayern Munich under Ningelsmann. I'm pronouncing his name horribly wrong, but they just don't look. They don't look at it. They don't look like the team to like really push for it. So I'm gonna go with Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan into the Europa League, and then Plzen. Guys, I mean, they could sneak a point from somewhere, if they just defend the whole match, but it's just, I don't think it's going to work out. Moving on to Group D. Oh, man, look at Tottenham getting, what is this group? Eintracht Frankfurt, Tottenham, Sporting, and Marseille. This is where it's going to get spicy for me. This is where it's going to get spicy. The only French club that I bang with is definitely Marseille. So Group D winners, Marseille, Frankfurt second, Spurs, Europa League, and Sporting fourth. I mean, and Spurs might get stolen a bit with Sporting. Sporting could, slide in there, but I'm gonna give Spurs the benefit of the doubt. I know Antonio Conte is an excellent manager, so yeah, I'm just gonna for now we're just gonna go with that. Let's just do our best to go with that. But I don't think Spurs are gonna win the group. I think Frankfurt look excellent in their Europa League run, and winning it on penalties was fantastic for them. I think they hadn't won a major trophy in so I don't even remember how long it's been. And Marseille, with the Sanchez has joined Marseille. They have a pretty good squad. So and it's difficult. It's really difficult to go to Marseille, play, and and get a victory there. I think any team that goes there is going to find it a bit hard to get through, and make sure that they get that victory. I think the atmosphere is incredible, and just how the team plays with the hunger that they have. Yeah, I'm seeing them win the group. Moving on to Group E. Chelsea. Group E, we have AC Milan, Chelsea, Salzburg, and Zagreb, Dynamo Zagreb. I'm going to back my boys. I'm going to back my boys on this one. I'm definitely going to back my boys. I'm going to go Chelsea, AC Milan, Zagreb, and Salzburg. I think, if Chelsea go out to Milan, which they can, get 3 points, and, get another 3 points from maybe Zagreb, and just, see them out when they come to the bridge. Because the thing with Chelsea is, our players, when it comes to quote unquote small teams, they don't really show up to the games, So it's interesting. So you never know with Chelsea. I do think Chelsea are going to make it through the group. It's just about how they do it. But I think this time, because last season we missed out on finishing top of the group, and we had quite a funky run till our Real Madrid game. I think this time around, Thomas Tuchel is going to make sure that we get out of this group first. And I look. Milan look good, AC Milan look good, but I just don't think that they're at the point to really to really beat Chelsea home and away. It should be interesting. It's going to be the best game of the group, so we'll watch out for that. But I'm backing my boys on this one. Moving on to Group F, Real Madrid, Leipzig, Shakhtar Donetsk. I don't know why I always say Shakhtar Donetsk like that, but and Celtic. Whoo, this is the one. This is the one. So I'm going to go, obviously, Madrid. I think the other three teams don't really have it to kind of compete on Madrid's level right now, especially with how Vinicius is looking. Benzema again started the season on fire. Courtois at the back. They brought in Tchouaméni in the midfield, even though they lost Casemiro. I think Tchouaméni can come in and fit well. Rudiger in the back. So they're gonna be quite a menace this time around again. And and Carlo Ancelotti can be the only manager to now have 5 trophies. So it's gonna be an interesting one. So I'm gonna go with Madrid. Second place, I'm gonna go with Celtic. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I just feel like there's something in the water with these Scottish teams. So I'm going to go with Celtic second, Leipzig into the Europa League places, and then Shakhtar Donetsk will go home, unfortunately. Shakhtar Donetsk. I don't know where that came from, but I just love saying it like that. Moving on to Group G. Group G, Man City, another and we'll get onto who I think the top scorer is going to be just in a little bit. But this is another nice group. It's a nice group for City. It's perfect. It's a vibe. It's giving the vibes for Man City, to be honest. And I just don't see them anything crazy happening in this group. So I'm gonna go. Obviously, I'm gonna go with City first in the group. Then I'm going to go with Sevilla, second place, Dortmund, Europa League, and Copenhagen last in the group. I think Sevilla is the second best team in the group, to be honest. Dortmund are looking fragile, losing Haaland, buying Sebastian Haller, and him being out for so long, and having to look at other players who I don't think are at the level to really compete at Champions League level. I think the only one in that team that's really about it is Jude, and he's leaving soon anyway. So it's gonna be a tough season for Dortmund. So I'm not seeing much that they can do. And Group H, man, PSG, Juventus, Benfica, and Haifa. Obviously, yeah. PSG is gonna breeze through this group. I don't think Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi really have to play. The only reason they probably have to, I mean, the Juventus game is gonna be a big one, but I still think PSG have too much for Juventus. I think defensively they look good. I think in the middle of the park, you could say that that's maybe where they're fragile, and obviously up front they have a fantastic trio. So yeah, I'm just gonna go PSG, Juventus, Benfica, and then Haifa to be lost in the group. Now we're gonna talk about 4 different things that I think are gonna happen this season: dark horse, winners, early exiters, and top scorers. You probably can figure out some of the things that some of the answers to these, looking at how how I think the group stages is gonna go. But dark horses, again, like I said, it's either, for me, it's gonna be between Rangers and Celtic. Again, like I keep, I said I was gonna say this a lot in the video, but there's just something about the Scottish teams, the way they're playing, the aggressiveness, the lack of European football, for so long. I think there's that hunger. And I think they're going to surprise a lot of teams. I think it's hard to go to Scotland for any team and perform at their best. Again, it's an atmosphere thing. It's it's the culture of football over there, and they've always been the little brother to England when it comes to football. So they're gonna also want to to show that they're the big boys. I'm actually looking forward to Rangers versus Liverpool at Rangers. I think that's going to be a very interesting game. So it should be interesting. I think looking at Rangers and Celtic are my dark horses for this Champions League season. We'll see how it goes. Early exits. Man, as someone who supports a London team, I have to go with Spurs. Looking at the 3 games that Spurs have played so far, I still feel like there's a Spursiness in their Spursness, if that makes it. There's still that bit of, you can tell that there's a bit of that Spursy vibes in them. They got lucky against Chelsea, so I'm just looking at the team and what they can bring. Yes, they have a better team than they did last season. They have a better coach who demands more, but it just there's not a lot of winners in that team. There's not a lot of guys that have lifted major trophies in that team. So I just think that when it's gonna come down to it, the other teams in the group, I mean, who else is in that group? Even though it's a light group for them, to be fair, But I mean, Eintracht Frankfurt just won the Europa League, so that means their coach is, he's well versed in, going up against big teams and getting them over the line. I think Tottenham were in that Europa League too, if I'm not mistaken. Sporting is a good team, So Marseille, I don't know how Spurs can go to Germany, go to Portugal, and go to France and pick up points. I just don't see it. So I might be proven wrong. It's football, but I just don't see Spurs, getting far. And they're looking like the early exiters. Top scorer, I'm gonna go with Erling Haaland. I'm just looking at the teams that City have to play against, especially in the group stages. I think their toughest game, tough in quotation, is going to be Sevilla, and even then I think they might walk away with a 2-0. Dortmund, home and away, they will demolish Dortmund, and Haaland is definitely going to score maybe 3 goals in the 2 games. That's my prediction for that. And Copenhagen, depending on when these matches are played, if Copenhagen comes in at a time where they've already solidified the first place in the group, Pep might go easy on them, and but I still think Haaland is going to want to play. He's going to want to raise his tally up in the Champions League. So it's gonna be a tough one. So I'm looking at Haaland and the way Man City are playing, the way they're adjusting to him in the team. It's looking like it's getting there, and yeah, I just feel like it's his competition now. I think the baton has been handed from Cristiano Ronaldo to Haaland, and that's just how it's gonna get down. Now, winners of the Champions League. It's a tough one again because it's so early in the season. You kind of need to see how each team is playing. But for now, during the group stages, and I think I'll make another video at the end of the group stage to kind of maybe rectify what I think I'm gonna say and so on and so forth. But even though I think Barcelona are gonna be too much for them in the group stages, I think Bayern Munich still have they still have a big chance in winning, and I'm gonna say Bayern Munich to win this year's Champions League. And just looking at their team, I think again, I don't think their coach is a great coach. I think that he got a lot of hype at Leipzig, and I think he's pretty bang on average. I mean, it's evident that they were going to win the league anyway. They get the best players from each German squad that they want. Everyone wants to play for them, so it just makes sense that they would win the league. They have the strongest team, they have the most money. But moving on to the European side, although they were successful recently, it just hasn't been fantastic. Like if we go back to 2012, them losing the Champions League in their home ground, obviously they won it the next year, but a lot of things have changed. I think that this season they could win it. I just feel like the team is good enough, even if it's kind of that you get that feeling like even if the coach is not fantastic, you just put out an 11 with Mane up front. You put Sane, Canabry, you put Kimmich in there, Neuer in goal, Upamecano in defense. Like you have a good team. Davis, I think he's left. Left back. You have a really really good team. So. For now we're gonna keep it at Bayern Munich and see how it goes. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about the group stages, or about the dark horse winners, early exiters, and top scorer. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Again, I keep saying don't forget. If you want more football, more Chelsea-based football stuff, go and check out Chelsea Perspective. Again, the link to the channels in the description. Thank you again for watching. I will see you for the next random football. I know you guys are tired of just hearing me, my voice alone. So what we're gonna do, or what I'm gonna do, is I'm looking for a way to, number one, go live, and number two, bring on some panelists that can have discussions with me where we can share ideas. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Look out for that. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.